Hello there, ladies and gentlemen. So, I do want to just say this off the start. This is a re-recording of this turn. Now, I'm not going to do it from the start, but what I'm going to do is basically go through the decisions I've made and the reasons why. The reason why I'm having to re-upload is due to, I don't know, it seems rather strange, but basically, I'll just show you here. So, on my system here, OBS, as you can see here, this is my voice right here. Like, basically, I don't know why, but before, it was basically off the charts. It's all the way in here in the red. It's like, it gets like that when I'm talking fairly close to the mic. But yeah, it shouldn't be like way off the charts. I don't know what it was. It seems as though the gain had just increased itself, like, dramatically somehow. I am hoping that this is significantly better. I fiddled with the options a little bit. Which is strange, because I had no options. I just had default before, and it worked absolutely perfectly. So I can't explain that one. But yes, either way, we're going to go in here, and I'm going to show you guys what I did and why. So just ignore this. Okay, so the situation is rather more difficult than it once was. So I'm going to bring up the drawing tool, just have that ready and usable for me. Just in a small moment. There we go. Yep, so as I said, this is a re-upload. So I'll go through basically what I did and explain why I did it. So we were given orders by Soviet High Command to basically form a tougher line here, to fall back from this rail line over here, to fall back to the river Ingl over here, Inglet over here as well, and then Benipa. So the reason for this is to obviously establish a stronger position to withstand Axis advances. As you can see, obviously, that the Axis here hasn't particularly moved too terribly much, which is a good thing, rather good thing. Though you can see here, if we go over to the battles, that, yeah, he spent his turn wiping out these forces. That's a lot of men there, a hell of a lot of men. And it's a shame. It's a shame that they didn't last any longer. But they have lasted a very long time. He's very, very well and truly behind his timetable. These forces are just headquarters, unfortunately we can't rescue them. But what I've done here basically is, we did have reinforcements arrive. So for example, there's a couple cavalry divisions over here, there's a couple armoured, cavalry, mechanized, motorized. We did have some additional divisions down here. A couple over here. We have added additional divisions here to the front line, such as this mountaineering unit. The reason for this is I was given an order here basically to build a defensive line along here, have it run up to the actual rough terrain over here. What I decided to do is actually to establish forward positions, such as over here and over here. We do still have this one that we previously established. But the reason for this is, over here as well, you can see that there is a gap. Now, this gap exists in front of this forward position because I expect the Axis to either hit this division or try to bypass it. But if you take a look over here, we have one division, one division, one division, one division. So 4 divisions in total. So should the Axis try to get past, they are going to find themselves, obviously, caught in a bad position. Which is why we've done it like that. It is going to make it so that the Axis, even if they do force that unit to retreat, they're going to have a difficult time of it. As you can see here, this is also a fortified position in a town. So that's why we've kept it. I mean, we did start to establish some fortified positions over here. I mean, we only made it to 0, so nothing lost there really. We do have the opportunity to establish further defensive positions along here. We were given orders as well. What I'm going to do is actually take this off. Yep. We were given orders to just leave 2 divisions here and the Odessa fortified region in the Siege of Odessa itself. Basically, the units that were on the outskirts have been told to fall back. Right, seems they did. Yes, it was a fortified army. Sorry, fortified region. They did hold on the first attempt, though. They do surrender, but you take a look at that. That was a division. That was a German infantry division, the 72nd Infantry Division, attacking a fortified region. And they managed to hold. He had to do this twice. That's a big deal. That is a big deal. That's a lot of lost potential and a lot of wasted time there. That's very good news. So Odessa itself has, let's see, about 60 combat value over here. Defensive combat value, I should say. So that should work out to be quite good for us. Now we still hold on to this area over here, of course. But yes, you take a look. These fort positions aren't fortified, but they are based on towns over here. Indeed. See, that town over there benefits from the light woods as well, whilst it's only clear terrain here. But the idea is it's something of a breakwater. It's something to actually just project that additional zone of influence, zone of control, sorry, out here. I have moved the airborne brigade from this town over here to this town over here, basically in this rough terrain. We have a nice town as well as a rough terrain there to help us out. We do have this mountaineering division, which I'm going to contemplate moving up over here, and then possibly pulling the airborne brigades back, well, this one back over here to help fortify. But that, that mountaineering division would actually do very well over here. In such rough terrain, it would give the Axis forces a tough time. You can see that we only have cavalry, motorized, an AT brigade, an rifle division, and a armor division left here. We had practically no movement, as well as the security division, as course. And yeah, these forces over here are irrelevant. They can't do anything. But yeah, that's all we had. We didn't have much in the way of movement. So that's really what we've done here. What we'll be doing then is basically, we have assigned a lot of our forces now to actual separate corps, which is why you'll see a lot more divisions with actual colours upon them, which is quite good. It's very nice. But with this done here, we should have a line that may give the Axis some pause. It's not going to slow them down much, but it will slow them down at least to a decent extent. And what I've done as well is put additional units here on the Dnieper River. The idea being obviously we can establish further fortified positions as we go down the river here. We do have a solid defensive position up here in the north. True, it's only held by airborne brigades, but the Axis would find it very difficult to go around here. They'd find that difficult. We also do have a couple of forces over here that we're trying to move out. We do have some motorized that have survived as well as armored, and 2 infantry divisions, even though that one is battered beyond belief, so is this one as well, and the AT brigade. So you can see here the situation is rather poor. We do have a bunch of Axis units over here. It's a rather interesting approach there. I'd be rather impressed if they did march all the way through the swamp over here. That'd be a very bold move. I can't see it working out though, to be fair. It just seems like a lot of resources used over here just to contain very few units. But hey, who am I? Also over here you can see in the center that the Axis are making a big push over here towards the Smolensk land bridge. You can see that our team members here have a front line of infantry divisions. They've also left this space over here, so this is defense and death in practice. And you can see that they have definitely reinforced over here, and even behind it there's an additional division to back them up. Smolensk is very important. It's something that we would like to ideally keep, so it would be intriguing to see if we actually do manage that. Pskov may potentially fall next turn. It does look very likely. I can understand why these moves have been made. I mean, we have 2 divisions here. So when it looks as though he's basically, our northern player has like accepted the fact that this is going to happen. Considering that he's been flanked over here as well, the Germans are across the lake over here, so they're going to eventually take Pskov no matter what. It seems his defenses of the Leningrad area are going ahead. Narva, this region around Narva has been fortified. Yeah, there was a lot of fortifications here. I'm sure he's not going to be too happy that he had to surrender them. But I imagine he's going to try and fortify on this line over here. There's a mix of heavy woods, light woods, and swampland. There is some clear terrain over here, which is going to be rather important. Yes, that town is open terrain as well. At least the town will offer some protection. Okay. In the north, the far north, we are seeing the Finnish forces obviously being used here. It looks as though they're just trying to obviously surround these divisions and make their way through that way. Indeed. I mean, the terrain over here is going to play really into our defensive plans. But there we go. So, I can only apologise And to those of you who watch the stream, I don't know why the gain was so mad, but ideally this should be a lot better. So thank you so very much for watching, ladies and gentlemen. I do hope you have enjoyed this, and do stay tuned for next turn. It will be coming at some point in the future. So until next time, thank you and goodbye. And please God let this audio be very good, or at least decent. Decent for me, which is not saying much. Until next time, goodbye ladies and gentlemen.